Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Fragrance Banter podcast. My name's Steve.
And I'm Myke.
Look, he's back, everyone. He's back. My best friend in the whole wide world. Because I'm doing the intro, so I make the rules. The best friend is back from across the pond. He's had a little break and he's back to get his soothing voice in our ears. So everybody wants to know, how the hell are you?
Oh man, I've had the ups and downs of, I think, a lifetime just in such a short period, which some of those are self-induced and some of those have been given to me. And I think I was kind of telling you off air, it's nice to wallow in it for a few days, get it out of your system, get all the feelings out. But eventually you still have to get up, make your bed, take your shower, go to the gym, and just one foot in front of the other. So that's kind of where I am. I spent a little bit of time doing the self-loathing and woe is me. But now it's just do a little bit better each day. That's all you can do.
I think I've said it before in the podcast, but how do you eat an elephant? It's one mouthful at a time. So yeah, that's all you can do. Yeah, I appreciate you've still got a long way to go. There's still plenty of elephant left.
Yeah.
Which is...
I mean, I probably shouldn't have started ass first, but it's been difficult to say.
Yeah. You went eating the cock first was not the best move you made. I mean, I appreciate you've got a long way to go, but I guess if people are, if there's anybody out there that's on a particular, we were talking off air before we started about sort of peaks and troughs or peaks and valleys, and I guess the difference a week makes. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying you're cured and you're fixed, but you're feeling good enough to record a podcast. So that's moving forward. So I guess that's the reassuring message to people that are in a valley, that time, it's so cliche, but time does help. And
you find that the world keeps spinning as well. The sun rises either way. So you get hit. And I've had a lot of great messages. People have reached out. And I was telling you, I feel like we tend to have a lot of fun and laugh a lot. And sometimes I just want to, be vulnerable. And at times it's a little embarrassing. It's cringy, to go back. So much so I did end up pulling that episode down. But, for the moment, for those of you that are following real time, sometimes it's important just to be transparent and be like, God, I am struggling right now. And that's okay. It's part of the human existence. But you can't stay there. Even if there's nobody reaching down to pull you up, then you need to be your biggest support system. There's no use waiting around because no one's coming to save you.
Wow. Well, I mean, I think that the message, I'm going to tweak that slightly and say, if you don't have people around, doesn't mean that you can't get out of it. Obviously, if you've got people around to help, that makes life easier and that can speed up the process and things. But the hurdle isn't unsurmountable if you don't have people around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if you've got a sort of best friend the other side of the globe sending you a text message every now and again.
You were great about that. You were constantly checking in, which meant a lot. And I will also say, I'm not just picking myself up by my bootstraps. I signed up to do some counseling, so I'll be seeing a therapist. Actually, tomorrow will be my first session. So there's no shame in reaching out and asking for help.
Absolutely not.
Sometimes things will start happening for you when you take the first step, is more what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I get what you mean on that. Yeah, you've got to do it. Sometimes you've got to do it yourself. Nobody else is doing it for you. So sometimes and as you say, the world does carry on, and nobody's like you say, the sun's not going to stop rising because of what's going on in your life. And sometimes it's humbling, but you need to you need to process and you need to deal with it, and like you say, and get help. There's absolutely no shame in asking or seeking help. That's quite, that's a bigger thing to do, isn't it? It takes a bigger person sometimes to ask for help, to be honest. So
yeah, it takes a lot of ownership. I can see in my life, again, some of, if not most of our problems can be ones that are self-inflicted. So taking a good, strong evaluation of where you are and what you're allowing in your life. And then from there, some things you can't help, but you need to take a thorough look and figure out what you can help, and definitely start there. Day one, yes. That's where I'm at. I'm at like day 4 now. So I'm doing 4% better, 1% better every day. That's the goal.
Well, there you go. So just 96 days to go. It took me too long to figure out the difference, how many days it needed to get to 100 there. I was like, a year? Does he need it? No, that's 365. Yeah. No. I tell you what, so I'm very excited for this episode, because you're back, which just warms my cockles, which is a British phrase which you've probably never heard of. And we're also, so I've got two friends on this podcast today, because I've got you and I've got a fragrance that you're smelling for the first time that is an old friend of mine. So
okay, yeah.
Because do you want to tell people what we're smelling?
Absolutely. We are smelling Prada's L'Homme, and I actually have a review from Maynard James Krozik, who says, "Wow, such a disappointment. It's soapy sweet, decent longevity with weak sillage. In my opinion, it smells way too feminine." Oh, man, this is my concern with this episode. I'm going to get defensive because I love this fragrance. And the thing is, I've got to think subjectively, because I've said it before. When I blind bought this originally back in the day, this is years and years ago. And when I first smelt it, I was disappointed as well. It was not what I was expecting. And it probably was more feminine than I was expecting as well, especially because considering it's called L'Homme, i.e. man. Right. So it is not what I was expecting, but I persisted. I'd spent a lot. It was my most expensive fragrance at the time, because I'd always bought cheapies up to that point. And so I persisted with it, wore it, and I've grown to love it. I've finished the bottle. I've been without it for a while, as previously discussed on an episode. And so after that episode, I went and bought it. I was like, right, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to buy it. And it's come back. And I did a little video on my YouTube channel saying it's like being reunited with an old friend. So I am concerned that I'm going to get a bit defensive, and I'm going to be like, I'm already thinking of, I don't want to lead you, but I'm already thinking, well, I hope Myke gives it a chance. I hope he, probably best not to smell it up close because it's better in the air. I'm already thinking of like all these excuses that why you might not love it. But yeah, I'm going to be subjective. But I'm excited to smell it because I never have. This is going to be pretty cool.
This is mad. I should also tell people we're smelling the EDT, the original version. So this is not the Intense. This is not the Low. This is the original EDT version. I am going to ask you a very quick friend question of the week, because I'm quite sure I didn't ask you one in the last episode, actually. Well, the last one we recorded. It confuses me that we've got a couple in the bank. So sometimes I reference episodes that aren't out yet. So people might get confused. So anyway, really quick one, this. You like chocolate brownies, don't you? That's not the question, but that's the pre-question.
Do I like brownies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. Simple question then. Do you like your brownies cakey or gooey?
Oh, gooey, 100%.
Yes, we are back. We're united. We're on the same path.
Yeah.
Gooey for the win. I'm all about the gooey. There's nothing more disappointing than when I see we go out somewhere to a nice cafe, coffee house, whatever. Mm-hmm. They've got some cakes. I go, oh, I'll have some of that brownie. It looks really good. You put the fork in and it sort of snaps, it crunches, and you're like, it's not gooey. No. It's cakey. I'll still eat it, don't get me wrong. But,
of course.
The gooey is the win. Absolutely.
My grandmother, when she would make them, she would cook them and make them kind of cakey. But then what she would do is, as soon as they come out of the oven, she would take a fork and she'd stab like 1 million little holes in there. And she would have made a hot fudge sauce, and she pours that and lets it soak into the brownie. Oh. And then when you eat it, it is supreme, my friend.
That is good. I remember when I worked in London, there was a place just down the road from my office in London, and they used to do the best chocolate brownies. They used to use it. It was like a double, triple chocolate thing, and they used to use condensed milk in there, which gave it this extra sort of gooey layer into there. And I often used to buy them and bring them home on the train and treat my wife when I was after some brownie points. But so there we go. We're on the same path. So that's it. So shall we get on to smelling Prada L'Homme EDT?
You better believe it. Let's spray it up.
So you've got a tester, a little sample, is that right?
Yes.
And you're going on paper. I want you to do
on the skin as well. I'm going both.
Yes, okay. So I've got a bottle, which I bought fairly recently. and I can't wait to hear your first impressions of this. I'm nervous and I'm protective.
Well, you're lucky that, as you can hear in my voice, I've been sick, but it hasn't affected my sense of smell. So thank goodness.
I was going to ask, have you smelt something else just to check that it's not been affected?
No, yeah. I've been sniffing that new Kajal, and I can't wait for that episode to come out.
Good shout. I'm excited for that too.
Oh, this is great. I don't feel like this feels feminine at all.
Really, I mean, I can see why someone would say feminine, so I'm sure the listeners have smelled this fragrance before, but it's obviously iris heavy. So naturally you get that lipstick reference. There's iris and violet in there. But I don't think this is as lipsticky as Dior Homme.
No, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a good, solid take. It's not 1-to-1, but it's in the same family as like the original Le Male.
Oh, okay.
It kind of has that vibe to it. Masculine, a little old school smelling.
Yeah, I can find that. So I think, I'm glad you love the opening, because I do think this gets better as it dries down and you get that. You get a lovely scent bubble around you, and it's just...
This is great.
Yeah, it's obviously very clean, so naturally a lot of people start sort of saying clean laundry type stuff as well, is another reference you get. But it's a bit sweet. It's certainly sweeter than Dior Homme as well.
Mm-hmm. This just smells like old school masculine. Man, I dig it.
I wouldn't describe it as masculine, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's funny. I think trying to picture, I don't know if it's because I'm so familiar with it, I would picture a manly, for a man as such, but I think a woman could wear it. While that's developing, should we do up some pros and cons from Fragrantica?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to do the pros?
Oh, yeah. You know me, I'm a very happy, positive,
let's
negative.
keep you on the pros. I'll dredge through the dregs of society's worst hateful comments, because I don't want to I don't want you to succumb to that.
Right, yeah. I don't know if I can handle it. All right, top 3 pros are safe and comfortable scent. I could kind of see that. Strong iris note in a masculine fragrance, which again, I'm getting heavy masculine, so I'm surprised that 1, the review said it was feminine, and 2, that you don't feel like it's strong masculine. And then number 3, good for those who like flowery scents. But to me, this doesn't seem very floral.
No, apart from the iris and violet. I don't know what else is listed. I think geranium's in there, apparently. I've just had a little look. But the iris is obviously very prominent. Cons. May not appeal to those who dislike floral scents. May lack depth or uniqueness over time. Number 3, not a memorable or exciting fragrance. I mean, I'd say it's memorable.
Yeah. I get why this is so loved by the community. This is really good.
It is, isn't it? It's one of those ones that I do think, and this is probably where I succumbed to when I first smelt it, because I was quite early on in my journey, which I hate because it sounds really wanky. But so when I first smelt it, I was like, I couldn't appreciate it. It just smelled, I was like, this is not what I was expecting. Like I couldn't, but wearing it over a time and getting to know it and getting familiar with it. And now I can sort of appreciate that this is quite simple, but it's just beautifully done. It's almost understated in its simplicity, but it's just done really, really well. I think this is the best iris heavy fragrance. I prefer it to Dior Homme easily.
It is shockingly good. Again, I get why so many people like it. And even that, as massively loved as it is, it's still, to me, because I haven't been so obsessed to smell it, it is clearly undervalued because it's not hyped enough. This is pretty badass.
I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased you like it. I mean, this is going to start your Prada L'Homme journey now, because now you've got to try the intense version and the low version. So the intense, they tweaked it a little bit, but the main edition it's a bit richer. I think there's leather in there from memory. I can't remember for sure, but I'm guessing there's probably some incense or something, because I remember it just being a bit darker and a bit more leathery, but still obviously iris is a big player. And then in the low, that was meant to be like a lighter, cleaner, fresher version. People said about wearing it in the summer, etc. And again, banging fragrance, both really good fragrances, but for me, the original is the best. Just like many movies.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about Rocky. And then, of course, Rocky 4 is the greatest Rocky of all time.
Which one's Rocky 4?
The Russian.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Ivan Drago.
I actually really liked the Rocky Balboa, where he comes back.
Oh, really?
He's old, but not stupidly old. Yeah, I thought was I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, that was good. I don't know. Rocky IV is probably the best one. Obviously, the one with Tommy Gunn is notoriously known for being the worst. But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And have you watched most of the Creed films as well?
Yes, I have.
I don't know if I've watched the very latest Creed one.
Oh, man. I think that's Creed 3, right? It's pretty good. I like it.
I swear I've watched 2. I'm going to have to Google it. What happens? Who's in the third one?
Jonathan Majors, I think is the guy's name.
Yes.
And
so he's the guy that comes out of prison.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was meant to be the champion. He's like, you stole it from me. And then he ends up doing and he hits, well, spoiler alert, but he keeps hitting his shoulder because he knows where he's got injuries and things, doesn't he? Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, he's kind of got like he comes out and kind of has like a Mike Tyson vibe to him.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I've seen that one as well then. Yeah,
okay.
Banging films, to be fair. How's this fragrance developing, my friend?
I love it. This is, to me, it still smells kind of classic, masculine, but it has more of a modern feel to me than just the original LaMail.
I think I don't know, perhaps I think it's the sweetness that makes it a bit more modern, but it's not sickly sweet. It's just a really pleasant sweetness. But you can see why this often used to top back in the day when I kind of got into fragrances and Fragcom. This was often included in like top 10 office fragrances and all that sort of stuff, and fragrances for work, because as you can imagine, this is just clean, inoffensive. It's hard to dislike it. You might not love it. Somebody might smell it and go, it's not really my bag, but you're not going to dislike it, I don't think. I
would struggle to find something negative to say about this one. It is so good. I'm going to have to wait to tell you what I'm thinking for our trash it, try it, or buy it, but there's going to be positive notes.
I'm desperate to know, because I was going to say, do you think you're going to pick up a bottle? I think you need to, because it's cheap, it's affordable. Before we get to that, before you answer that question, how much is it? Have a little look how much it is in the US of A, and I'll do it this end. I think it varies a little bit because because this has been out for so long, you can obviously pick it up at discounters and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm going to check discounters to see.
I do think it's held its price pretty well though, because it's never dropped below a certain point. It's never cheap, but it's just, you've got to shop around a little bit.
Yeah, my Lord. Yeah, it looks like for 100 mil, I can get it for $65.
Yeah, similar sort of price to the pound, I think. I'm trying to find a sort of safe. I mean, this is actually shipping from France, I think, but I think we're similar. Yeah, it's about £76 for 100 mil. You can get a 150 mil bottle for about £81 here. Yeah, the low is a lot more popular. £78 here for 100 mil. So yeah, similar sort of price in pounds as it is in dollars, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's because I've searched it before. But literally, when we were getting ready for the episode, I typed in like PRA, and the first result is Prada L'Homme. I mean, that is a popular search.
Well, that's interesting because obviously Prada have got quite a few fragrances. So, and they've got the new one, Paradigm, which we should probably... Have you got a sample? Did you pick up a sample of that, by the way?
No, I went in to get one, and they were a little stingy.
So I've got a little sample of that, so perhaps we'll try and see if you can get hold of one, and we'll try and do,
I'm sure I can
do an episode of that. But so they've got a lot of popular fragrances. But yeah, I think this is, when was it actually released? 2016. Damn, so it's 9 years old. I think what was nice is I finished, I can't remember how big my bottle was before. I don't know if it was I think it might have been a 50 mil. And I finished it a couple of years ago, and I've not owned it since. And as discussed on the previous episode, I've wanted it, I've missed it. It's been on my list, but I keep other fragrances come along and I think, I'll get that. And then the last episode we did, it sort of just gave me that catalyst to get a bottle. And I got it, I sprayed it on, and I went and got my wife to smell it. And I was like, what do you think to this? And she went, oh yeah, that's nice. I was like, oh, does it smell familiar? She went, yeah, that smells like you. And she still remembered, it still had that sort of familiarity for her because I used to wear it so much. So,
well, I mean, it is a memorable scent, which is hard to do for a designer.
So, who's wearing this fragrance, Myke?
Well, before I get into that, and I'll probably say this wrong, but the perfumer's name is Daniela Andreyer, and I may be in love with her because she also perfumed Luna Rosa Carbon.
Oh, look at you.
Yes.
This is meant to be. This is meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, this has a little bit of a mature vibe to it. Not a ton. It's not crazy mature, but it's got the tiniest bit. So I'm going to say 30s and up male. Maybe a little bit more on the high-end daily drivers. So maybe you're not like wearing it with your sweats, but maybe you are dressed up a little bit to go out and run some errands or something, and you want to just have a nicer vibe to you. And I feel like you'd wear something like this. It's not as generically clean as like a YSL Y or even like a Bleu de Chanel. This has a little bit more something to it. So I'm going to say 30s and up, and you want just a hint more than a daily driver.
I mean, I pretty much agree with that. Sorry, you've got me curious, and she's done a lot of fragrances for Prada, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's also done Gucci Envy, which is another very popular fragrance. But I agree with that. I would say it's mature in the sense that it's not juvenile. Like you say, I agree with you. It's not like an old man scent, but it's not juvenile. So I agree that it's somebody that's a bit more. They've just got their shit together. They're not a child. So I agree. Sort of 30 plus. I think. Again, office type scent, chinos, shirt, maybe even a suit, just smelling clean. And I do imagine a sexy kind of guy wearing it. You know what I mean? A good looking chap. I tell you, original Jeremy Fragrance, back in the day when he used to do videos and he had beautiful hair, used to wear a suit, tie, and he was a sexy motherfucker. Somebody that looks like that in an office, I can imagine him wearing it.
He did have a sparkle to him. Poor guy. He
did have a what? Sorry, Myke went then. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. He had a sparkle to him. In those days, there was something to him, and I could see this, being on him for sure.
As I discussed on a previous episode, that's how I discovered it. He was doing I think I sent you a link to the video. He was doing a top 5 fragrance or whatever it was at the time, and this wasn't going to be included, but he happened to be wearing this. And Lara smelled it on him, and she was like, "Oh, that's beautiful." So they included it in the video as an honourable mention, and that's what's the fact that it sort of garnered that response from her. I was like, "Ooh," and they sort of discussed it, and I was like, "That sounds good." So then I went and ordered a bottle, and I was like, as I say, at the time, I'd only ever bought cheapy like £20, £30 fragrances. So this for me was high end. This was expensive. I was like, oh, this is. So when I invested quite a lot of money in my eyes, and then it arrived and I smelled it, I was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah. So does the man wear the fragrance, or does the fragrance wear the man?
Well, indeed.
Will we ever know?
You're smelling on skin and paper. Does it smell different?
Let me do a little comparison here. Yeah, it's sweeter on my skin than it is the card.
Yeah, I often get that, to be honest.
But I like it both ways.
So I've heard. I don't like smelling stuff on paper. I have to smell stuff on skin.
Yeah.
This is the thing. It's not...
That makes sense.
I'm rubbish smelling stuff on paper. But, okay. Well, so what are you going to do then, Myke? Are you going to trash it, try it, or buy it?
This is a buy. This is an absolute buy.
Ooh, yes. Like, legitimately, are you actually going to go and buy a bottle?
I'll legitimately buy a bottle. Yeah.
That, I'm absolutely buzzing for that. I'm so pleased. That is...
Yeah, this is great.
Because a lot of the other ones that I've got you to try, I think you've liked all of them, and you said you would buy, but perhaps they're a bit too expensive. But I think this is possibly the one, well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You've not bought it yet, but this is possibly the one that you've been most certain that you're actually going to buy it.
Yeah, for a man who's very limited on funds these days for multiple reasons. This is definitely within my wheelhouse price-wise. It's a great fragrance. I do kind of identify with it. I can see myself wearing it. This would be a dressed up as opposed to kind of more every day with Carbon. This feels a little bit fancier, feels a little bit more mature. So, let's say I throw on a, button up or a polo, or, maybe I'm going to sit down with the judge for mediation for a divorce, something like that. Might want to wear this whenever I'm there.
Or perhaps you're dressed up to go for a swanky boozy party in Milan at Essence with your best friend in the world. This could well work.
Yeah, it's true. You and I could be little Twinkies.
No, I'd love that. I'm so pleased. I was a bit nervous because I think it's, when you first spray it on, it comes across as very powdery. And I think when you stick your nose in, you're like, oh, and I think it's just better to give it a moment to settle and catch a whiff of it. And it is one of those fragrances. It performs quite well, and you will get wafts of it throughout the day as well. So I think, yeah, I'm so pleased you love it. Just made me have even more affection for this fragrance now. The fact that my bestest friend in the whole world also loves it.
Well, let's ask, Steve, are you going to buy it?
For the second time, yes. Yeah. So I bought this a couple of weeks ago. I got quite a good deal on this. So I put a message out into one of the main Facebook groups that I use, like the fragrance Facebook groups, and I was like, anybody got Prada L'Homme going? And somebody had basically a brand new full 100ml bottle. Is this? I think 100ml. This is. It was open but unused. As you can see, it's 9 full, and yeah, I paid about £50, I think.
Okay.
So I was quite pleased with that. As we discussed earlier, yeah, in the UK, 100ml bottle was about 70 to 80 pounds. So yeah, so I bought it, and I'm so glad I did. And I'm sort of sad that I didn't buy it again sooner, but it's back in my collection again now. So
everything happens within its right time. Maybe you wouldn't have appreciated it as much back then.
Perhaps not. Well, there we go. That's probably us done. But it's been good to have you back, my friend. And I'm sure the patrons and listeners and all the people that sent comments and messages are equally happy to have you back. So.
Yeah, you guys have been great. And thank you so much again for the support. I know it's kind of hard to hear. Like, after a while, I went back and listened to the episode, and I was like, whoo, that is a lot. But again, like I said, I think transparency, vulnerability of where we are with our feelings, and those things come and go. As they say, feelings aren't facts. So what you feel in one moment, you won't always feel. And as you move through things, just make sure that whatever you do, you're taking inventory of your life. And the things that you can change, start with that first. And then the things that you can't change, at times you just got to let go of and move on. And as I sat in bed, sick and mentally struggling, I took a good inventory of my life and said, the things I can change, I'm changing right now. The things I'm having trouble with or I need to let go of, then I'm going to go to counseling for that. And so I immediately signed up. And now,
amazing,
on to bigger, better things.
Definitely. So we can obviously check in next week and find out. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the recorded episodes are a little bit out of whack. So if all of a sudden we're talking about, I don't know, we're talking about Myke being flawless and not having any issues. I mean, like, that's possibly because it was pre-recorded. But
that's right.
But we will catch up again at the next recording to see how you're getting on, and fuck knows when that episode will come out. But yeah, we'll keep checking in on you as everybody has done. So
you got it. And until next time, stay healthy and spray healthy.